Welcome back to another video. Two videos, 2 days in a row. That's why all this rain's coming through. So for those who caught my earlier video, POTA Part 1, a new saga. I went to the Cameron Prairie National Wildlife Refuge. I hope you caught that video. There'll be a link at the end of this one if you didn't somehow. But a lot of alligators, a lot of wildlife, and it was a cool time. I thought the bands were bad until I got to this day that y'all are about to watch now. And when this one, I thought this day couldn't get no worse. It got gradually worse the next day. Yesterday's video was about 30 minutes long. I had a lot of wildlife in it, a lot of alligators and stuff like that. But I was also able to record some QSOs. Not so much on this one. So here's part 2, as the world turns, or as the saga continues, or whatever cliche you want to use. Each day is very short because the static was so bad, the bands were so bad, a lot of people were talking about it, so I don't feel bad like as if it was just me or my equipment. That's what I'm always worried about. But it was not that bad as far, I mean, it wasn't my fault, but because I had to turn the radio up so much and play with some filtering and stuff like that, the audio didn't sound great, so I didn't record a lot of the QSOs. So I have some talking back and forth. And look, I understand they're getting more and more ham videos out there. Some people, sad hams as I call them, seem to want to complain about that and everything else. But look, if you're going to do anything else, please just do me a favor and hit the like button down there. You know, tell me that you want me to keep doing videos. This is me just trying to build my YouTube brand, trying to bring all my different hobbies to my YouTube channel empire. As a joke. Nobody take it too serious. But, you know, I have the crypto channel and I have the outdoors channel, and now I wanted to make my own ham channel. And look, show me a little love, please. That me staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning editing videos is worth it. Hit the thumbs up and please consider subscribing. And for those who didn't, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel again, but for those who didn't catch my first part 1 of this saga, I was in Lake Charles this week for a conference, and either, you know, one day there was like half the day we were off because they had executive meetings going on, and some of the other days they gave us 2 and 3 hour lunch breaks for meeting vendors and stuff, and I wasn't about all that. I didn't need anything from vendors, so I ventured out. I wanted to hit some parks. One thing I was kind of excited to do was I'm trying to expand into more states to get more awards for that. So I'd like to be able to get into more states. I have never activated Texas. So this was Tuesday, the 6th, May 6th, and I went to the Tony Houseman Wildlife Management Area, which is US-6606. It is in Orange, Texas. So as you can see, this is Lake Charles, and this is the state line right here. So I was technically really close to state line. So as you can see, because just in case somebody wants to argue about where the property is and starts and stops at, you see this road in the video. I'll show you and point out the Sabine River, which is the Texas and Louisiana state line. But I was about here, because this was the third plot right here. So I was right here where this curve is, set up like this with my antenna set up kind of in this this direction, which that was probably a little part of it too. But so I was set up here. The video that y'all saw, if you saw it the day before, was the Cameron Prairie, which, even though this says Big Burns, Cameron Prairie is actually this green area right here. And that's where I was the day before that. It wasn't a really lot of activations on here. But you can see where I hit that one the day before that one. So this was I keep talking about, this was a very cool experience for me. Even though I grew up in South Louisiana and I've seen alligators and I've dealt with them at work and stuff like that, this was a lot of alligators. This was a lot of wildlife. Probably some closer than I realized when, you know, while I was working my radio and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to point out again, this is where this video is, the first part of this video is taking place, but they're so short, so many little QSOs in this video for this park. I do end up going to 2 more parks on the Wednesday and then the Thursday on the way home. And again, those QSOs are very short, very little videos. So I've kind of mashed them all into one video for y'all to see. So we're going to start off here with the Tony Houseman, a couple of QSOs, and I'll show you my setup, and then we're going to move on, and I'll come back when we're moving on to the next spot.
POTA. All right, so another day, we're doing some more POTA. We're done with our conference for today, so I decided to come roll to Texas. Closest management area, and there's not hardly anywhere to park out here. I parked right on the edge of where this management area is, and I don't know, there's some electrical lines that run through here. I don't know if my antenna just does not like that or there's something else going on, but I'm struggling. I've been out here for a while. I don't think I got a 5.9 from anybody or 5.9 to anybody, but I'm at US-6606, which is the Tony Houseman Wildlife Management Area in Orange County, Texas. So we're trying, but like I'm calling CQ POTA and not even getting anybody. CQ POTA, this is Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango. Calling CQ POTA from US-6606, US-6606, Tony Houseman Wildlife Management Area. So I'm up to 14, but it's rough. It's pulling them out of the noise. That's why I didn't want to even record it, because I have to turn the volume up, so I know the static's gonna be killing y'all. But I'm trying. This is definitely a work day right here. CQ POTA from US-6606. This is Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, calling CQ POTA. All right, I heard an Oscar station in there. Give me the Oscar station again. Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to pull it out. All right, you totally dropped them on noise. Try one more time. All right, so now we're working some FT4 because I didn't have the patience. The bands are horrible. Even though when you go to the propagation website, it says it's supposed to be good. I'm telling you right now, they're horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't know what the propagations, propagations say right now that for daytime, 30 and 20 meters should be good. But I'm telling you, they're absolutely horrible. Worse than they were yesterday. But I'm working some FT4 right now. So total, I got 15 QSOs. So we'll see how this goes, and how long we're gonna stay here. I think I got the minimum that I need. I'm trying to get at least 20. I drove all the way out here, about 30 minutes from the hotel, set all this stuff up, and might try to do another park tomorrow. There's another park north. I wanted to activate Texas just so I can get another state on my POTA awards thing. So hey, I got to activate Texas. It wasn't the greatest success in the world, but we activated. So let's keep going. All right, so we working some decent POTA. We working POTA, but decent FT4. And me, I'm lazy. I like FT4 because it takes literally half the time that FT8 takes. So we're doing pretty good. I have to give it to it. I've talked to just somebody else on the phone just now who happened to be trying to work some earlier, and everybody that he's talking to is saying the bands are bad. So it makes me feel better because I know it's not just me. It's also pretty much everybody else. So I got one person. I need Arkansas, and there was one guy who was working Arkansas. I don't even see him on here no more. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Again, this says good, but it's lies, because it definitely is not good. I don't know. Yesterday this was all fair, so at least that was fair in its assessment. It should have said poor, but yeah. Again, I got 23, and I might make it an even 25 and just call it, because this is getting bad. So hey, it is what it is. It's like fishing, So we'll keep on going and see what happens. Gotta say, I'm tell you, we're racking up FT8s. We're up to 41 now. You can see they're still calling me. I'm trying to get to everybody. But I even tried switching some bands, and the other bands have been absolutely horrible. I just had a turkey, and I don't know how far the exact distance is from here to Turkey, but it's definitely a couple of thousand miles, I think. So, you know, it's weird. It's weird that I'm having problems getting to Arizona and California, but I can hit Turkey. But we're gonna keep racking them up. I'll probably finish, you know, a couple more. I gotta get back. We got some stuff going on this evening, so we'll keep on working a few. Got another one, so we'll keep working it. See what happens. All right, just so you get a general idea of where we at. Private property starts about where that pole is, right there. So, and if you, I know you can't see it back there, but back there behind this camp right here, that's the Sabine River, which is actually, I believe, the Texas state, Louisiana state line. So I got my antenna about 30 feet in that tree. You can kind of see the line where it goes right here, yellow line, and it goes into that tree and down to right here. I actually moved this around 2 or 3 different places. Could we do, there's that power line and the transformer right there. But when I had it in this direction, I couldn't hear absolutely anything. I put it in this direction and it could not hear anything, and I ended up moving it over here. So we finished with 56 contacts. Majority of them were FT8, but hey, it is what it is. And that's it. So that's a short video on today's activation. And depending on the weather, I might try to do one more tomorrow, which is a lot closer to where we're staying at. So we'll see. All right, see y'all later.
Okay, so that wrapped up Tony Houseman. So now we go into Wednesday. Wednesday, again, we had some stuff early in the morning, some big speeches and stuff like that, with some drone detection type stuff, some stuff that we were discussing that we did during the Super Bowl. Down here, I was involved in that and some other stuff with Homeland Security and different things like that. And so after that was kind of over with, I wanted to go to a closer park. So then I went over to, this is where we were on Tuesday. Again, this is where we were on Monday. Here is Lake Charles. Golden Nugget is right here where the conference was. And I went just a couple of miles up to the Sam Houston Jones State Park, not to be confused with the Sam Houston State Park in Texas that a lot of people thought I was at. And this was actually a pretty cool park. It's got some, they call them cabins, but they're nicer than some apartments I've ever stayed in. So I'll tell you what, if you ever wanted, or if I wanted to go do an all day kind of POTA thing, I might stay here one day in one of these cabins. It was actually a pretty cool deal. They got a lot of trails through here, a lot of people jogging, and I take some videos and pictures of different things like that. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and get that started. So Sam Houston Park is US-6375, and again, it's in Lake Charles, Louisiana. But this one has had a lot of activations, but hey, Grumpy was there, KG5FQT, and I ended up with 18 data and 24 phones for 42 total QSOs. So let's go ahead and see that video.
All right, this is today's park, Sam Houston Jones State Park in, I think it's Moss Point, Louisiana, or something like that. So we gotta go check it and pay the man to come run some ham radio. All right, this is day 3 of our POTA activation, super trifecta, I guess you would call it. Sam Houston Park, I just showed y'all the sign. It has been storming here since I left yesterday's park in Texas. A lot of mass flooding around here. Talked to one of my buddies that works down here for Sulphur Police Department. Said that they had a number of roads closed, houses flooded. It's been storming down here. Back home, they're still dealing with it back home. I'm surprised I haven't got a phone call about coming back home. But so far, I've been blessed, and they're not asking me to come home. So I asked the people that work here if they're familiar with POTA and like guys coming to work the ham radio stuff. They told me they were. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I've never been here before. I'm just kind of cruising through some of the streets. It's actually a nice park, blacktop roads and stuff. Looks like they've been cutting some trees down and stuff. I don't know if they're dealing with any kind of beetles or anything like that. I know some of the parks down here are. So we're gonna try to, work some POTA. I'll go try to hang my antenna up. Hopefully the bands are better than they were yesterday. That was absolutely horrible. Probably of all my activations, one of the worst activations I have ever had to deal with. So, I know they got a boat launch up here and stuff like that. And they got cabins for people who want to stay overnight. I know they got a little RV parking, spot and things like that. It looks like some of the stuff is closed off. It might be flooded. I'm looking at the, some of the trails and stuff like that. You got bathrooms and things. Seems like it's a nice area. So we'll see if we can get this set up and be back in a minute. So this is the boat launch right here. Looks like, or somewhere back here. And this is, I think, the Calcasieu River, if I'm not mistaken. Got some water flowing through it. I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, there's the boat launch right there, straight up. That water's high though. With all this rain that came through and everything draining in, it definitely is high. So they got kayaks you can rent and different things like that. So let's keep exploring and see what they got here. And I always like stuff like this, history and stuff like that. That's a cool deal. All right, let's see if I can throw my arm out of socket. I would say that's pretty good. That's probably my highest I have ever put an antenna. Probably close to 35, 40 foot as far as POTA goes. All right, so we got our end-fed half-wave fluffy antenna. About, I'm still gonna say it's up close to 40 feet up in the air. So we'll see. It is in this northeast. I kind of like to try to put it northeast. I find there's more people always working it, northeast to east. So we'll see how we do. All right, so we already got about 12 contacts. Bands are horrible again, but they can't be bad everywhere because they have people all over the place. I was set up first at 14,337, and somebody came on at 14,338 with a more powerful station about 5-10 minutes after I was already working, and just blew me up. So for those of y'all who are in ham, please make sure that you check up or check down, 2 or 3 kilohertz to make sure you're not walking on people. So I'm at 14,343 now. Get a couple of 5.5, 5.7, 5.9s. QRZ, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango. Like I said, they come and go. CQ POTA, this is Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango, calling CQ POTA from US-2375. US-2375, that's Sam Houston Jones State Park in Louisiana, QRZ. So, like I said, I got 12. I'm not going to fight with this. What I'm probably going to do is do like I did yesterday. I'll go do 5 or 6 hunting where I'll go find it. Kilo Alpha 5 station. Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Victor Bravo. I got you 5-5 into Louisiana. 7-3, thank you. So, but I've had a number where I'm getting the 5-5. I mean, I'm giving them 5-5s, and they're giving me 5-9s. So I don't know, but hey, I'll take it. QRZ, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango. But like I said, I might go hunt for a little bit and do some park to parks. Finish out with some FTH. That's what I did yesterday. I think I got about, I don't remember, 15 or 20 voice and then another 30 FT4s and FT8s, and I'll probably do the same thing. I got to get back to this conference. We're on lunch break right now. There was a big break that they had for going to meet vendors. The vendors that are there, I'm already, stacked up with the stuff that I need. I don't need any new vendors. So that was about almost a 2-hour lull to do that. And then there was a lunch for like an hour and a half also. So I had like almost 4 hours to burn. So I'm burning that right now here, playing some ham, working on my radio skills, and then gotta go back. It's about 1:40 right now. I gotta go be back for 2:30, almost 3 o'clock. So, and then we got something going on this evening again. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna see if I can work a couple more, and we'll see how it goes. Kilo Golf 5. How about November 7 Mike Zulu Whiskey, correct?
Roger, many sleepers walking. You got it.
5-7 into Louisiana.
Also off report, Wyoming, 5-7 Whiskey Yankee.
Appreciate Wyoming with the 5-7, 7-3 to you. QRZ.
Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Quebec Oscar.
Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Quebec Oscar, 5-9 into Louisiana.
Conrad, I have you 5-9 into Denver, North Carolina. That's Denver of the East.
I appreciate Denver of the East and that 5-9, 7-3. Have a good day. QRZ. QRZ, Kilo Golf 5, Fox Queen Tango. CQ POTA from US-2375, Sam Houston Jones State Park in Louisiana. KG5 FQT calling CQ POTA.
Kilo 4, Papa Delta Mike.
Kilo 4, Papa Delta Mike. Best signal of the day so far. 5-9 plus. Great signal.
Okay, you're also 5-9 plus in Kentucky. Beautiful signal. 73.
7-3. Thank you. QRZ. QRZ from KG5 FQT. Kilo Bravo 0 Papa Alpha Tango. You are 5-9 into Louisiana.
Thanks, Conrad, for the 5-9 Louisiana. I got you about 5-5 in Nebraska right now.
Appreciate Nebraska. Thank you very much. And 7-3 to you.
7-3 KB0 PNT.
QRZ. Is it November 3? You're way in my noise. I'm gonna try to pull you out. Tell you what, you get a good pile up. You work them, and then it just dries up. It just dries up. I called CQ a couple of times. Nobody's answering. So I'm going to the Parks on the Air app, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go down. I'm gonna confirm because I did a couple of park to parks. I'm gonna confirm that I didn't do it park to parks, and I'm just gonna start trying to hit some of these. See, especially like DC. I need DC bad. But that might have been the guy that was stepping on me earlier. Nope. There's somebody stepping on him. But you can see we got some strong signals there. So I'm gonna see what I can do as far as hunting, doing some hunting and stuff like that, and then couple of FT8s to get some data in here, and then call it a day. All right, so now we're trying to work some FT8, but it's not working out for the best. So we're trying. I'm even trying some different bands and stuff like that. Looks like I might have one customer, but I got 29 QSOs. I might just finish it at 30 and call it a day. I got to see how many, data I got, FT4s and stuff. I'd like to get at least 10 of them, but we'll see. We'll see how this is gonna go. All right, so we finishing with 41. I'm working one last FT8 now. I'll switch to some FT8, but this will make number 42 right here. So again, if they all count, which they should, but you never know. If they all count, I'm finishing with 42 and I'm done. I still got them calling me, but I have to get back to my conference, and we'll see where it goes from there. But now I gotta go take down and for it flooding this morning and everything, it's turned into a beautiful day and it's warming up already. So, nice day out here. All right, so now we get the fun of taking all this down. I have to say my rope and my little weight held that wire up there. And like I said, it turned out to be a very nice, bright and shiny day. And this should be it for my 3-day trifecta POTA. Headed home tomorrow, and I know I got a bunch of stuff to do. I'm off Friday, but we're heading to hunting camp. So there'll be a video made on that on my other Grumpy Dad Outdoors channel, because we set up some feeders and stuff. We are a little late, but we couldn't set them up during April because of turkey season, so we had to wait till May, but we can be planting a lot of protein. I've got some troughs from somebody, trying out some different protein feeds and stuff like that to feed in the off season, and probably feed through hunting season. So we'll see how that goes, but there's always something going on, so we go ahead and start taking all this down, and we'll be done.
Okay, so that was Sam Houston State Park. Again, I liked it. My wife's not about the whole camping lifestyle and stuff, but that was actually a cool place. And I'm telling you, I'm really considering over the summertime going hang out. I know they had like a wet park there. I don't know if they had a pool or nothing like that, but I wasn't really looking for all that. But I mean, I could stay in a cabin there, and I'm in the park, stay in the air conditioning of my cabin, set up my radio antenna, set up a good antenna, for a weekend. I wouldn't mind contemplating that when life slows down or something like that. So last but not least, I had no ambition on doing it, but I'm bit by the bug. So I decided to go take a ride on my way home. And as I'm going home, I take I-10 here, headed back to where I live at over here. And it just happens that I'm like, sometimes this Baton Rouge Bridge backs up very badly. So I'm like, sometimes we'll take Highway 90, which is a longer way home. But when, I live over here, it's kind of splitting the difference, because this right here will back up, I'm telling you, for miles. There's 2 lanes going over the Mississippi River, and it backs up for miles. So when I was looking at that, I'm like, I got a bunch of yellow dots here. So I also take a look at, sometimes we'll also take 190. And also, like I said, I had to come up here to Sunset to pick up that deer protein I just told y'all about in the last part of that video. So I'm like, you know what? Here's 2 parks. And actually, this is 2 parks in 2 parks, meaning US-4082 is the Louisiana Wildlife Management Area, which is the Sherburne Wildlife Management Area ran by the state. But there's also a national wildlife refuge, the Atchafalaya. And that's how you pronounce that, boys and girls, the Atchafalaya National Wildlife Refuge. And what's cool about this is, again, don't mind the map. I'll go off the official state maps. And official state maps is pretty much that when you come up, there's a little lonely little exit right here from Interstate 10. And all it is just some swampland around here. It's an exit basically to nowhere. But when you come up here, before you get to this little cut right here, there is a trail. If anybody's never seen one of these gorgeous things, this is the map, the Wildlife Management Area maps. They got all these grids here and stuff as if hunters care about that kind of stuff. But anyway, so here's I-10. And like I said, here is the map right here that I zoomed it in for y'all. So here, right here is where we got off the interstate at. And there is a gravel road, and it beat me up. But anyway, the things I do for y'all. But because I was even contemplating going all the way up here to Highway 190, like I was saying. And then when I experienced this road, I'm like, I'm not going no further than this. But there is a big parking area right here on the Atchafalaya Riverside of the road. It is private land. However, on the, I guess you would call it the northeast side, is all management area. And right here, it is both the Sherburne Wildlife Management Area, and it is also trying to find the name of it. It was also the Atchafalaya National Wildlife Refuge. This will be my first twofer. I've never worked and figured out how to record or log a twofer as far as POTA or anything like that. And that's where my excitement about finished at, because of all the days, again, I was doing this at the last minute, but of all the days, this was by far my worst day. A lot of thick trees. So I don't know if his part of it was the takeoff of the end-fed halfway dipole antenna or anything like that. I don't know if that was causing it. Again, people online complaining about the bands being horrible. Spoke to another buddy of mine who was also attempting to work POTA and didn't even finish it because he said the bands were horrible. So, it wasn't just me. So I work a little bit of it, and then I figured out, when I got home, how to do a duplicate hammers log to log both of those. So without talking too much more, let's go ahead and I'll show you a little bit of what I got recorded for that.
All right, so as a special bonus on the way home, I stopped and trying to get a twofer at US-6082, which is the Sherburne Wildlife Management Area. It's kind of right off interstate here, middle of nowhere, Louisiana. And also US-0296 Atchafalaya National Wildlife Refuge. And if you thought the bands were bad the last 2 or 3 days, it's worse now than ever before. So I've been here probably 30 minutes and I got 6 QSOs. I only was able to get like 2 or 3 voice. Horrible, very horrible. But if you look even at the POTA app right now, there's hardly anybody working anything. So, you come down to FT4 and FT8 and you try to bang a couple out with that. And, I might get my minimum 10 or 12 just to have a little lanyard, as they say. And I'm going to call it because this is absolutely, pretty much horrible. So we're getting a couple of these. I guess we'll keep working at.
And that was it. Like, I didn't record any more than that. I got 20 QSOs and I got out of there. It was very frustrating. I was hoping, because I was running kind of early coming home, I was hoping to be able to stay there and actually rack up some decent, just because I'm getting 2 parks for every contact. But no. But like I said, I was able to finish with 17 data, 3 phone. That's how bad it was, and I worked it. I even tried jumping bands, and the rest of the bands were completely dead. Nothing else was going on. So luckily, FT8 was able to pull out some contacts for me. But I actually emailed Alpha Bravo 5 Golf Charlie. This is Joe LeBlanc, and he helped me. It was cool of him. Completely emailed him out the blue. I got his email from one of the websites. Asked him a couple of questions about the place and doing the twofer and stuff. Very cool guy. So I like when hams. I've had people email me. I help them out. Some people are weird like that. I call them sad hams. But this guy was very helpful. It was cool. And like I said, he lives right around the corner from here. So he's got 22 activations. 410. Now, whoever N5QMF is, Richard Thibodeau, I mean, he's already worked his 1,000 and kilo or whatever, and he's working on another one, 1,300. Man, that's some good stats. I'm hoping I can get to that one day with the local management area we have here when I got time. But this was cool. This was Atchafalaya's stats. And then I also had, like I said, the Sherburne Wildlife Manager. I've always wanted to go hunting here. It's not that bad of a ride from the house, but I don't know it that well. But I know they got some big deer up in here. For swamp, normally swamp don't have that kind of stuff. But hey, I know this ain't my hunting channel, so I don't want to talk too much about that. So hey, it's cool. I technically I hit 5 parks this week. I can't complain about that. I want to be able to hit the one by my house, hopefully again soon. Tomorrow is a Saturday. I have to go help family move, which I don't know how I'm gonna do with my back, but hey, you do what you got to do. And then Sunday's Mother's Day. I don't think my wife's gonna want to go work POTA on Sunday, but I have been racking them up in this Marpa Swamp Management area. So I got 7 activations here, but I got some I got some catching up to do. People been hitting this, and it's been a while. I didn't realize how long it's been since I've been there. I look like a fool, but I'd like to eventually work on my kilo trying to get this. And KD5UIZ's Todd, he's hitting this thing hard, and he's been going out more trying to get. I talked to him a lot about this kind of stuff at we both in the local ham club together, so been trying to hit that. I'd like to be able to add some more states to my stats. Last year I went to Missouri. I'm going back to Missouri, but y'all know also I hit Mississippi because I have a hunting camp right here. So I was hitting Mississippi. I want to say that was around, yeah, yeah, Columbia right here. So I've hit this park several times already. This is Marion County. So I've hit that a couple of times. It's KG5FQT. And WSCR is coming in making me look like a fool. But anyway, actually, I mean, it's only been hit twice since I've been here. But anyway, I'd like to be able to capture some more. Maybe my wife will let me go venture out for a weekend. When we ain't got nothing to do. Maybe go hit Alabama, Arkansas, with I go to Mississippi. And go to Missouri hunting. I like to be able just to start getting some more states in. I don't know. But look, I appreciate everybody watching these videos and stuff like that. I know this ham channel. I know ham videos are starting to be a dime a dozen, and everybody wants to do them. And I see people, the sad hams, as I call them, attacking people online, saying, "Oh, everybody wants to get do POTA so they can make a YouTube video." They don't watch it, man. Like, I can't stand sad people like that. That just want to sit there and complain. Nobody's forcing you to watch this. Look at my views. Ain't a lot of people watching this, but I still do it, just to spread the ham word around and to kind of get the channel off the ground. So again, anybody who missed it in my last video, I have a Discord now. There is a ham channel in there. If y'all want to join and just play around the ham channel, it's just going to have some of these videos in it and different things like that. Got a couple of guys talking about ham stuff, but not everybody in crypto's into ham. So, I'm a rare breed, I guess. But I thank y'all for watching. There'll be more videos coming. Hit the thumbs up button to show me that y'all like them and want me to continue these videos. So thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next video.